Okay, welcome back. We're getting ready to do day 5. We're going to, I have to catch you up. I was recording, but I had a massive issue and had to stop. And so let me catch you up with where we are. We drew this Kirch CG, and most of my video was me talking about the questions that were in the comments. So question 1 was, if you have a Navy target like this, why aren't you drawing Navy sights? I have no idea what a Navy sight is, and if you can tell me what a Navy sight is, I would be happy to try to. I don't see anything on these tokens that tells me that this is a Navy sight versus some other type of sight. So I just drew sights from the cup. Rule question 2 was, if I use aces, they read on Board Game Geek that I have to reduce my skilled to average. That's not what I read. What I read was that the aces replace average. But there are no aces rules printed in any form from DVG. And so that was why I had my hour-long bitch session. And I frankly don't like the rumors. So I'm going to play aces the way I understand it, and that is that they replace average. Does that make the game objectively easier? I do agree, yes, it does. You can always choose not to play with aces. I frankly think the aces should give their experience points to other people like the way they do in Corsair Leader. So the fact that I'm compromising on that is, if let's say that was true, where they could give their experience points out like candy, then yes, I would have no problem reducing my skilled to average. My last reason why I don't agree with the rule is that you only get 2 skilled pilots, yet I'm able to take 3 aces. So it makes no sense that I'm going to reduce my 2 skilled pilots for 3 aces. I mean, clearly that's a good exchange, even at that. But if that were the case, I would say that my aces get to give their experience points to those pilots all the time, not just if they're flight leader. So anyways, I can see it. I definitely understand that might be the intent of DVG because DVG never published anything. But the blurb that I wrote did not say that. The last piece was that I can't take more than 1 special conditions, even though the card says plural conditions. I understand it's plural because there's more than 1 card in the deck, but I believe it's plural because you can have more than 1 condition affecting your campaign. And I totally get that you reference page 62 of the rulebook that says draw a card, and it was singular, not plural. But just a few paragraphs above, it says this adds more rules, plural, to the game. And then it makes some comment about you can pick and choose whichever you'd like to add. So it's just like the adding optional rules at the variants at the end. To me, these are variants that change the game. What I would suggest is, right now I'm hand picking the ones I want. I would suggest that you draw randomly and, have to pick and choose from the ones you drew. But if that's the case, I want more SO points because I may not like what I draw. But anyways, I'm playing it the way I'm playing it. And if it happens to be wrong, I totally understand the position, because you're right. The rules did use singular in that 1 sentence. And here's the thing, because the person I'm responding to is the same viewer who said that I bitched too much about this game. And I'm going to make this statement, and it's going to come across as bitching again, but DVG's quality control is so horrible that the fact that their rulebook uses the word card singular, I just easily assume that that's an oversight. Just like the way the rules on the cards and the weight point markers are wrong and the ace rules are completely missing. Those were oversights too. And the thing is DVG makes so many oversights that when that one happens, I just assume it's an oversight. So I know you don't like that response, but that's my response to that particular issue. And if DVG's rule quality was at the same level as maybe GMT, then I would not question it. But right now, I do. And then the last thing, and this is important, the rulebook does say, and this is where I do respect the designers, they're like, hey, it's a solo game, play it your way. Well, my way is I'm going to use more than one card. So even if that does become the official DVG stance, I'm going to still play with more than one card. Anyways, thanks for listening. I don't want to discourage the comments because I think that all 3 points are very valid, and I totally understand where you're coming from. I just don't agree, and because of the crappy quality of DVG, I just, when it says plural in 2 other places and only singular in 1, I just don't put any weight in it. Anyways, that's it. So what did you miss? All you did was you missed, we're going to get an extra experience point. We have to reduce the number of turns by 1. Sights and bandits are going to suffer a -1 on die rolls against low aircraft only over the target, though. And I equipped my guys. So we have Cortez is our flight leader, and Verco. So we have both aardvarks, and they're loaded to the gills with ground weapons to hit the target. I do have a Mark 20 on Verco, and then I have 1, 2 pure air-to-air. Stool is doing both air-to-air and Weasel, and then Duo is doing Weasel, and by the way, this is a -1, not a -2. And yeah. The reason being is he has the Wild Weasel skill. Yes, it's because he has a Wild Weasel skill, so that brings him up by 1. Okay, so I didn't mean to make that sound so negative. I'm actually trying to rush and catch you up on the mission and what you missed. And we're literally just starting turn 1. During the Intel air adjustment, we drew an extra... actually, we're not even starting turn 1 yet. We just did the Intel air adjustment, and I destroyed this site right here. It was located here. And I get to do that for free per my Intel step. But we also drew this bandit. And then this one, this is not a MiG-31. The rulebook says MiG-31s attack you in the Foxhound step. This is a MiG-23, but it has that little A there, which means it attacks during the Foxhound step. So that's a contradiction with the rulebook. And I mean, just to be clear, if I was following the rulebook as written, then I would ignore that. But that A is on there, so I'm assuming that he shoots at the Foxhound step. So I'm going to shoot with him at the Foxhound step. And then I also rolled Hansen. So we're getting ready. We're going to roll 4 Hansen. And so I got a 1 and a 3. So the 1 misses, and we're good. Okay, so next up, we're going to... place the turn counter on turn 1, and let's rock and roll. We got a lot of guys that can hit us. We have this one and this one back here. So 3 of them can hit us. Everybody else is out of range. I made it so the sights are out of range, even though I do need to destroy a few. So I'm going to spend all 3 SA points on Cortez to make Stool, Hansen, and Merida all go first. Now, Stool only has 2 aim 7s. He's going to shoot just 1 of them. But I'm going to have Merida shoot 2 and Hansen shoot 2. And let me math this out because we have a weight point penalty of 2 on this mission. And this is going to be a 4 stress mission. So a lot of stress. Hansen and Merida are going to be down to 3 each. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 8 bandits. If I destroy 3 of them, I'll be down to 5. Yeah, I think I'm okay with that. So one other thing to point out, there is a jammer here, but this is a ground-based jammer. and it only affects that area. So this guy, of course, is going to be extra protected, but I'm not shooting at him this round anyways. So we're going to start with Merida. He gets a +3. Out of the ones in our range, which are these guys, these two are the biggest threat, and he's going to go after this one. So we got a 5 + 3 is an 8, so this is gone. Great, so that was 2 missiles. Next, we're going to move to Hansen, who also gets a +3. And I'm going to go after the other one. Now, that guy has a +1 written on him. And we got a 10, so he's out. Done. 2 more. And then the last one, we have Stuhl, who also gets a +3. And I'm going to go after this one here, which gives a +2. And I rolled a 10, of course. So that one is gone. So we destroyed our 3. We did our job. Now, out of the ones remaining, who can hit us? Just this guy. That's the only one. So I'm going to go ahead and roll for an ECM jam. And we jammed him. So, as they say in Jamaica, we be jamming. All right, so now we go to the slow phase. All 3 of those pilots that just went can go again during the slow phase. So I'm going to have Merida go, and we're going to shoot this guy right here. He's the only one in range. I only roll 1 die. I rolled a 6. That kills him. Nobody else is in range, so I can't shoot a missile. But I do have this radar sight. So I'm going to have Stuhl shoot at that one, and we're going to shoot 2 of the Shrike missiles at him. So I need to get a 5 to hit, but he gets a -1 to his roll. But that 8 does the trick, and that gives a +1. So this sight's destroyed. This sight over here is too far away. I can't get to that one. So I think I hit everybody I am able to hit for fast and slow, and I am going to move into this box. Now this guy is going to move out to face us, same as this one, as well as this one. So all of the planes, we're all in range of each other. I am in range of all 4 of them, and they're all 4 of them in range of me. This sight is still not in my range. I mean, it's in my range, but I'm not in his, is what I meant to say. I don't have any SA points left. I can't go fast, so I'm going to now have to evade all 4 of these. Let's do ECMs first, and then figure out if we're going to have to jam with Druid. Let's start with this guy. I failed. This guy, I failed. That guy, I passed. And then the one in the back, I passed. So we have these 2 that are going to be shooting at us. Do I want Druid to use his magic? This is a 479, that's a 569. It's bad, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to give him 3 stress. So now he's up to 6. So he's going to do a -1 to all their rolls. So we're going to start with this guy. He's targeting number 5, which is Stuhl. So I'm going to give Stuhl 1 stress to evade. We're going to roll at 4. Gets reduced to a 3, so he misses. Otherwise, he would have hit. He would have hit with just a stress, but he still would have hit. Now, this guy, that one is going after Verco. So I'm going to give 1 stress to Verco. And we're going to roll. That 1 is a miss. All right, we're good to go. Okay, before we do the slow phase, I always forget to do the stress reduction for those who didn't go on the mission. So this Italian guy gets to reduce his stress by 3. El Cid removes his stress by 3. JB removes all of his stress. And then Rogue up there is going to reduce his stress by 3. And that's it. Okay. Slow attacks. So we have, first we have Merida. He's going to shoot 1 missile at the guy in the back here. Oh my gosh, it's a miss. Next we have Hansen. He's going to shoot 1 missile at the guy in the back, and he hits. So he's gone. And then we have Stool, who's going to shoot his last missile. The worst one is this one. We get a +2. Good thing we get a +2, because that makes it a 4, and then he adds 3 more for 7. So, well, we got 2 out of them. And then Duo is going to launch 3 of his Shrikes. He gets a -1 to his roll at that site over there. And I needed a 5. That site gives a +0. And look at that nonsense. So all 3 missed. That's ridiculous. Okay, well, it is what it is. So then I'm going to move in to here, because if I go into here, I create a problem with these guys, and that site can hit me. So we're going to start turn 3. Turn 4 is the final turn, which will be over target 4. These 2 guys get to go, so I'm going to roll ECM. Blue is the left one. Blue is out, red is in. I'm not going to do a Druid Jam, I don't think, so we're going to roll. It's going after Merida. I'm going to give Merida a stress, and that 4 is a miss. So we're good to go there. So 1 stress from Merida, put on. Okay, so now we're at the slow phase again. I am going to shoot my 1 missile with Merida at this guy. That's a 10. This guy is destroyed. I have 2 missiles left with Hansen. I'm going to shoot both of them at this guy who gets a +2. And I rolled 2 10s, which they have done to me many times. But anyways, we got them. So all the bandits are out. I have 1 final. So Duo has 1 final Shrike left with a -1 to his roll. And he missed. And then Stool has 2 Shrikes left. So -1 to each. I rolled a 10 and a 9. So both of these would have hit and do. So we finally got the final sight. There's no more threats other than this guy, so let's move to turn 4. So now we're over target and we're low. Now this guy gets a -1 against us. However, I still have 1 SA on Verco, and he's going to use it right now to drop his MK20 on that target. And just a reminder, the MK20 gets a +5 against soft targets, and Verco gets a +4 to his roll. So what that means is total annihilation. So I saved that SA point just for that purpose. So now there's nobody who can attack us. I'm just going to put everything back in the cup, including this jammer. And now we just have to get our 7 hits in on the target. So let's start with the guy who gets a +5 to his die rolls. We have exactly 3 of that particular bomb. 3, 5, 8. He gets a +5 to his rolls. So we're guaranteed 2 hits on each one. So that's 6 hits I only need 7 to destroy the target. So that's a 9. That's 3 hits. That's a 7 for 2 hits. That's a 10 for 3 hits. 3, 6, 7, 8 destroyed. And I still have bombs left over. I don't have any air-to-air missiles left over though. So it was a little precarious on the air-to-air side. Okay, so we'll take that off. Let's do our homebound. Inflict 1 stress on each pilot flying this. My goodness. So they're all getting 5 stress for the mission instead of 4. The target gave a +1, and then the map gives +3. So 5 stress for the mission. Technically, everybody gets 1 stress exactly right now. I don't think it matters. We'll just have to make sure we give them all 5 as we go through the reward ceremony. Let's get our paper out. This is target 57. And four victory points. See, 18 SOs, spent none, destroyed the target. We get to always add 1, so that's actually 5 victory points, which means we're at 44 for the day. 44 right now is still a poor rating. We're not even halfway. And we don't adjust any of the tracks with this particular target. That's the bummer part. And 5 stress is going to be a doozy. So let me move this over. We do get 1 extra experience point, so everybody's getting 3 experience. And let's start with our leader, which is Cortez. So Cortez is getting 5 stress. He has 1 cool, so we're going to give him 4. And then his 3 experience points, he's going to give it to somebody. Who do I want to give it to? Duo is a good option because he's only average skill. Stool is skilled. He still has a -1 air to ground. It'd be nice to get him up because we chose him to be in the squad for his air to ground. Well, he could do both, but you know what I mean. Verco is always good to get up because he's our pure bomber. Hansen is skilled. And then, of course, Merida, if we can get him up, we can get his Bushido, which will, between him and JB, they both have Nope token. Which one's more of the priority? If I remember, they all level up roughly equally. Duo was the one that needs the most help. But Duo was also the one that I thought, So I'm going to help Stool because I think Stool is a very useful dude. So we're going to give him 3 experience points. And then, of course, he's going to get 3 more for his turn. So basically, whoever we're helping them. They're going to level up. Okay, with that done, let's go to Merida. They get 5 stress. He has 2 cool, so he's going to gain 3. That puts him at 4. And then Merida is going to get 3 experience points. He currently has 2. He needed 6 to level up. So he's going to be at 5. He's 1 away. I maybe should have given the experience points to him. All right, next up is Hansen, who started as a noob. So we've given him a lot of experience points, and he currently has 0, so he's now at 3. He needs 5, and he's going to get 4 more stress, which puts him up to 7. And Hansen, once again, is going to have to sit out a few missions. Next up is Verco. Verco is going to get 5 stress. plus the 1, minus 2. So basically he's selling at 4. And then Verco has 0 experience. So he's going to have 3 out of the 9 that he needs. See, I need to give my points to Verco. Holy crap, 9 points just to get to the next level. And then 9 again to get to ace. Yeah, he's the one that needs the help. I mean, he's already really good as he is, I guess. Next up is Stool. So Stool has a cool of 2, so he's going up to 4. And he gets 3 more experience. So right now Stool, he was at 2. I gave him 3 more for 5, and now he's up to 8. So he's going to go up to Veteran with 3 left over. Spending 5 of it here. So he's going from a +2 minus 1 to a +3 0, and he also has an SA. I mean, as much as the other guy probably needs experience points more, that was a really good boost. I negated his air-to-ground penalty, and his air-to-air is really, really good. Okay, next up is Duo, who was already stressed going into this meeting, and he was shaken, in fact. So now he's getting 5 more, so he's up to 9. And he's going to get 3 experience points. He currently has 1. He will level up. So he's going to become skilled with 0 left over. And so you can see here, he has a 0-1-0-1. Now he finally got his first cool, and he's going to have 2 air to ground. So could work off some of that stress. Next, the last one is Druid. He's going to get 5 minus 2 is 3 stress. He has 6, so he's going to go to 9. We're just going to plop a 3 in there. Druid has 3 experience, going to get 3 more, and Druid is going to level up to a Veteran with 0 left over. So this should be good. Here you can see it costs 3 to do. This is the -1 to everybody, the enhance. The spoof is 3 to, that's the one that gives the -5. I rarely use the deny. It's mostly for sites. It causes that site to have to choose another target, or the site cancels its attack. If your planes were split up, because you can split up your planes. I always keep mine together because I want them all to benefit from the ECM jamming. You could split them up, and if you did, then that deny would only block 1 group. So now it's moving up, and the stats don't change at all, do they? 3, 2, 3. The one thing that does change, though, is the shaken. He can absorb more stress before he becomes shaken. But the stats are still pretty stiff. So there you have it. And actually, I got to reduce this by 1 because he has 3 cool, not 2. So he has 8. Okay. So I'm going to do something. I'm going to spend 12 SO. And instead, I'm going to have 6 left over. We're going to do a priority R&R. I think I need it. If you look at our situation here, El Cid and JB are ready to go. Luca, we're going to get our 2 naval bombers back. Verco is going to be able to lose 4, so he'll be back. Hansen is going to be able to lose 3, which puts him to a 4. So he's not back, but he's at least reduced. Merida is going to be able to lose 4, so he's back. Druid, who has 8, is going to lose 3. So I'm going to take that 6 off and put a 3 on. Duo, who has 9, is going to lose 3. So we're going to put a 6 on and take the other 2 away. He's still not ready to go on a mission, but getting rid of 3 was nice. Cortez will be able to get rid of 3 of his 4. And Stool will get rid of all 4. And then Rogue is going to be ready to go. All right, so that got rid of a lot of stress. Makes a lot of pilots ready for tomorrow. And there's a few that are still not ready, but they're going to be much closer to ready. That's the whole point of the priority R&R. Was it the right use of my resources? I don't know, but I had enough. And this was one of those moments where it just made sense. Right now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pilots, one of them being the ECM jammer, that have 0 stress right now. So we should be able to handle whatever tomorrow happens to bring. So I'm going to go ahead and end the video here, though. Thanks for watching. Stay awesome.